Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm doing another video. Now, today's video, there's not really well, there is a topic. There is a topic I obviously am going to talk about, but like my video about the end of the next step, like the last episode, I've not really wrote down what I want to say. I have no idea how long this is going to be. I have no idea what I'm going to come out with. Um, but I wanted to do a video to say not goodbye because goodbye is too strong of a word, but I wanted to do a little video to say like goodbye to the next step pretty much, and also to just talk about what comes next for my channel. Yeah, I'm getting emotional already. So yeah, it's going to be a hard one to record, but it feels like for me that I need to make this, so let's go with it. So the next step has been a part of my life for, I mean, I don't even remember life really before the next step. It's been a constant comfort for me. It's been a constant show where in the most stressful times, for whatever reason that might be, the next step has always been there to kind of be that support blanket. And if I need to kind of just take a minute, like recenter myself, the computer is opened, the next step is watched. And I think like to have had that show and to have had that connection with a show is a gift which like I'm very like I'll be eternally grateful to have had. As a fan, the next step has been a ride to watch. We've had some incredible moments, we've had some very sad moments, but I think the entire journey of the show and growing up with the show has been again an incredibly special experience for me. The fact that the show has ended is like pretty much as the time I've kind of became an adult just feels so right. Um, and I think we will all remember where we were when we first watched the next step, when we first heard about the next step. And to have had the experiences that I have had with the show. I mean, as I have said every time I've done an interview or anything, I'm going to talk more about that later. But I am just insanely grateful. I mean, I have no words. Like I can't believe it's over. The next step being over has been like a feeling which I have certainly prepared for a long time. I mean, I remember after series 7 there was a big gap between series 7 and 8. We didn't know if there was going to be a series 8, so I kind of prepared myself then that that was the end. But to actually know that this is the end is a really bittersweet feeling because I feel like they ended it in the right way, and I don't want there. Oh, I mean, I'd love for there to be a series 11. Don't get me wrong, but there doesn't need to be one now. And I'm glad they had that ending. We didn't have a cliffhanger. We got that closure, and the next step will be run by Alden and Michelle forever. They will compete at regionals again, probably next if they were to do a series 11. Um, I don't know. It feels and it still feels because it's been a long time. Well, not a long time, but it's been a significant amount of time since series 10 ended. It still feels like a part of like my heart is missing in like the least soppy way possible. Because the show does mean a lot to me, and there are people who've said to me like in the comments on TikTok or Instagram, whatever app. Social media is amazing, but it also has haters. People have said to me like, you're 18, like it's a childhood show, like get over it, sort of thing. But when you have this connection with a show and when you've got to know some of the cast as well and like the crew, I have an incredibly special like attachment with the show, and it's really sad that it's over. And to all of you who are like, it should have ended in series 4, that's fine, but series 5 to 10 has had just a bigger impact on me as the earlier seasons did. And I grew up I grew up with Noah, Rochelle, um, Kenzie, Piper. That generation 2, generation 1 I obviously do remember. I did watch the show, but I started properly like in series 5. So generation 2 were the team I really properly grew up with. And then series 10, having cast my age on the show was also a really full circle moment for me. Kind of growing up with this generation 2, then generation 3 all coming in being my age. I don't know. It felt really interesting and really fun to watch. The next step has been like, oh, I don't know. I'm literally fumbling on what I'm trying to say right now. So another part of the next step, which I really want to talk about, is how the next step is really kind of changed my life. And I know some people might be like, you're being dramatic, you're like being like you're over exaggerating, but hand on heart, I will tell you that if it wasn't for the next step, and if it wasn't for Amy Wright, and if it wasn't for the cast members who back in lockdown trusted me to do an interview with them or to film with them, I wouldn't be like on the path that I'm on. I'm very grateful that I was able to learn so much over lockdown, and I'm still learning so much like every time I film a video. And Amy, especially Amy Wright, if you are watching this, you know how grateful I am to you. But I remember the lessons that like Amy taught me, and she taught me so much like when I first started out, and she took that chance like on me, like someone growing up who was just trying to achieve their dreams and who wanted to speak to their idols. She really took a chance on like my dream, like she's done with so many dancers. And honestly, like I wouldn't have gone down the journalism route, I wouldn't have gone down the media route if it wasn't for this channel. And that's the truth. I don't know where I'd be, and I don't know where like what path I'd be on if it wasn't for the next step. I've built so many friendships through the next step with the cast, with the crew, and with the fans. And I think like to have had like those experiences and to have had those friendships made, and to like to say that I've made friends for life through the next step is like one of the biggest honors ever. um you guys know who you are, like Karis. I know you're probably watching. Me and Karis have been friends for 5 years, which is crazy, half a decade. And I met her through the next step. We used to have like Instagram accounts back in the day. And although I mean I still have mine, TNS Waves on Instagram is still like a dedicated fan page. But to have like met those groups of people through the show. And like back in the day, we used to do all these like editing competitions. And we used to do like all these little like collaborations, and we used to have like parties on Zoom. Like those were the days when we would go on Zoom, like 20 of us fans, and we would all have like a little like packet of chocolate, and we would all sit and like watch an episode together, or we would like just chat about the next step in general. Like those were such happy moments. I mean, I'm not in touch with 3/4 of the people that were on those calls back all those years ago, but at the time it was like the biggest thing. And it's really sad because like I don't remember the last one we did, but we're going to do another one. Oh, we're going to do another one to commemorate the next step. Me and Karis are going to do a little video together, which I'm really excited about. It's nice to kind of reflect on the show with the people who you've grown up with watching it. So we're going to do a little thing. In terms of the cast, I don't have words for the things and the opportunities that I have been very, very lucky to have. I will always talk about seeing Victoria in London because that was a one of the best experiences of my life, one of the best days of my life. Um, Victoria, if you are watching this, thank you very much again for that. It was just incredible. And I don't know, like just to have built like friendships with like people who I've grown up with. I mean, I just it's been insane. And there are some of the cast who I genuinely hand on heart would say like would call my friends, and like I'm just yeah, I'm just so grateful for like everything. And like I said, Amy, you have been such a big part of the last 5 years for me. So thank you to you. A massive thank you to you. Thank you as well to anyone who like actually watches this content, because like I still feel like the boy who just decided to sit down in front of his camera and start yapping all these years ago. And the fact that there's anyone who's stuck around all these years, or even if you've just appeared and watched this video, or like even if you've just like started watching now, it is insane to me that anyone would want to listen to me yap. But thank you for like sticking with me, and thank you for sticking with me on this journey. It has been such a ride, and I know I've kind of been dipping in and out of when I've been active, when I've been not, but I have when I haven't been here, I have still kind of like held this in my heart. TNS Waves has always been in my heart. And it's been really fun for you to get to know TNS Waves as a channel, but also to get to I hope it's been fun like getting to know Charlie. It's been really fun getting to show you bits of my life outside of the next step, because although I'm quite a private person, there have been moments that I have shared. And I think like a lot of that has been the confidence that I've built over the years. If you watch a video from like 5 years ago, please don't judge how I presented, because I had no idea what I was doing. And now it's a lot more natural. It feels right. It just feels like we're having a natter at a coffee shop. But what comes next for me? Also, if you listen to my poetry album, that was a little pun, because my second album will probably be out by now, but it's coming out this Friday when I'm filming this, and it's called What Comes Next. So check it out if you've not listened to it yet. It is a journey and a half when you listen to it, but if you have listened to it, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that it was able to help you in the way it helped me being able to write it. But this is about the next step, so I'll talk about my poetry another day. So what comes next for me? The next step will always be a consistent thing, or consistent show, I should say, in my life. But with the next step ending, and with us all moving on to like a new era, I suppose, it's only natural for me to think about like, am I going to keep filming next step stuff? And I think I will do like every so often. I don't intend on ever fully stopping, but I think it's time like for me to do a little shift. I will still be called TNS Waves. I'm hoping that will never change, because I've got my Instagram where I do all my Charlie stuff, so this is just fun getting to talk about things. But I'm really passionate about my music, and I would say my love for music, the next step was a huge love of mine, but my love for music is my biggest love. I love, like, my favorite artist is Lana Del Rey, which most of you probably know. I also love Adele, like Sabrina Carpenter, Billie Eilish, Ariana Grande, Benson Boone. I love so many singers, and my like heart is kind of really with that as well as the next step. So I think I'm going to do like some music stuff, like talking about that, because I did a little bit earlier in the year. I think I did like a video on Lana's performance at Stagecoach, and actually like people were really interested in it. So I think I'm going to do a video talking about when I saw Lana Del Rey and she smiled at me. Just putting it out there. I'm going to do a little bit more of that. I would love to take you on more of a journey of what I do in my day-to-day life, like, I don't know, like vlogs maybe. I always get really nervous filming in public, but I think that's an option. I mean, I haven't got anything set in stone, but the music thing, because like I said, Lana Del Rey is like my favorite artist, music's like my favorite thing. I'm gonna do that, definitely. The next step I'll probably do like ranking videos, like theories, I don't know, for something. We'll see. But the next step is not leaving this channel. It will always be here. Whether it's once a year I talk about the next step, which it won't be, it'll be more than that. But the next step will always be here. It just might be that I change my direction of main focus to something else. And I hope everybody is okay with that decision, and it would mean the world if you stuck around, but I understand if you don't want to. But I have a next step, very exciting thing happening right now. I'm doing some interviews again. I've literally just got off the call with Tim, who plays Jonah. I don't mind sharing that it's with him, because I probably would have announced it by now. We had a lovely interview. I've got some very exciting guests lined up for you, and I am very excited to do them. It's been a while, so I'm excited to do another little series. But yeah, thank you again for everything. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you to Amy. Thank you to Victoria. Thank you to every Next Step cast member, the ones who have been on my channel, the ones who haven't. Thank you for being a massive part of my childhood. Thank you to the crew. Thank you to my friends. Thank you to my family. Just thank you to everybody who has been a part of the TNS Waves journey. This is the end of a very, very, very special era of my life. The 5 years I've got to do this, I will eternally hold in my heart. I'm very excited for the future. I'm talking like I'm like never gonna film again. I am, but it's just, this is like my little goodbye next step era speech. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for everything, and I will see you for the interviews very soon. Bye, guys.